I'm Natasha Hagen, and I'm here to talk to you about how my sexual abuse as a child affected my relationship with my first boyfriend, who tragically died in a car accident. So this is the memories of him. Okay, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you can understand how I am today. I would like to share a photo of me and Wayne before he died. That's him there, and it's me. He was my best friend, or she still is my best friend, and that was her brother. And he was 20 at the time of his death, and he was going to be turning 21 2 weeks before he died. And actually, here's his funeral card here. And then some photos of that too, which is quite cool. Yeah, so he was 20 when he died and almost 21. I had been going out with him for about 9 months, and we broke up probably 3-4 weeks before he died. So I still count him as my boyfriend, but I don't know if you call me ex or boyfriend. It's just complicated, so I just say boyfriend because it's easier to explain when people ask me how I knew him and stuff. And yeah, so he died 2 weeks before his 21st birthday, and that week, and that day actually, when I first found out, my friend, or Brenda, she rang me up to say, Wayne had died in a car accident from a truck driver. I was typing an email and I just froze, and I think I actually wrote on that email what I was thinking at the time, but actually I can't remember what I wrote at all. I just got some weird email back to say sorry and all that stuff, and I don't even remember telling her. Anyway, and so when I found out, I was just numb. To be honest, I can't remember much details of that day because that's how in shock I was. I don't think I cried much. I was just blank. I just remember going to uni with my friend, my other friend, my other best friend. She came and got me, and she drove me to uni, and I was actually still in my pajamas. I couldn't even get changed. That's how shocked I was. She drove me to uni to tell them I couldn't come to classes, and then to go to work and tell them I wasn't going to work, but I didn't say anything. I just couldn't say anything. I think I just said Wayne died, and that's all I could say. And, yeah. So I don't really remember that much that day. I just remember travelling an hour to go to my friend's house, his house, to see his family, and it was just awful. And then his funeral came, and it just broke me down. And I've never cried so much in my life that day. I was crying from the time I woke up to the time it finished, and my parents actually weren't in the country. They were in Australia, so they couldn't even be there, and they really wanted to be there, but yeah, they couldn't. So yeah, that whole week I was by myself, and it was such a mess, and all I could think was I could have prevented it from happening. And this is what I kind of want to talk to you about, because I've never talked about this subject ever. So this is the first time I've talked about this whole issue of Wayne dying. Yeah, so I actually, when I was going out with him, I was actually quite mean to him, and I would push him away by saying hurtful things, doing silly things, just not hitting him hard, just like on the arm and saying, go away, and stop it, and stop being a dog, and just being real mean to him like that. And he knew that it was a defense mechanism, and he still was, he'd still be nice as ever, and just would look past it, and I couldn't see why he'd look past it. And I don't know, it's just a whole intimacy thing. Once it started getting a bit more serious in the relationship, so during probably the first 6 months we were fine, but then the seventh month we started getting more intimate, and I just could not handle it, and I didn't know how to express my feelings to him. He did know about my sexual abuse, but I never told him how it affected me, because I'd grown up in a family where we don't talk about feelings, and that's just how my parents have been. And so we don't cry in our family, we don't talk about feelings. If someone goes, how are you today? It's just like, good, and that's it. And we used to go to our own separate rooms to watch TV, because we've got 5 TVs for 3 people in the house, and it's pretty stupid, but we all go separate ways and all eat our own dinners in different rooms. And so I've been growing up in a family like that. So I reckon, when I think about it now, I actually was pushing him away on purpose because I was scared to let him in, because I was scared to be loved, because my abuser, who also was called Wayne, so that's quite tricky because people keep saying to me, oh, are you talking about good Wayne or bad Wayne? And I have to refer to good Wayne or bad Wayne. That's actually probably quite hard on back then. Though, would have been quite hard on me too. But anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, so I'd be pushing him away, and he just keep he just ignore it, and just he loved me anyway, and he'd come back to me, and yes, so I was doing that mainly because I was scared to be loved, like I said before, and my abuser, I think, just ruined that for me, and he was someone close in my family. He was my Nana's ex-husband, husband at the time. And so technically he should have loved me in a way, and he just took that away from me, and probably just took that away from me, and even now I'm still trying to get through the intimacy thing. I've gotten better and I've gone past most of it, but it still comes into play sometimes, and that's probably why I had such intimacy issues after my first boyfriend, because I would, I don't know, just, my longest relationship's been a year, and that actually was the one I thought would stick, and it wasn't my fault, because he wanted to marry me and all this stuff, and I actually was getting excited about that kind of thing, and I'm never it's never been like that. So, anyway, that's a different story. So, I used to blame the bad Wayne on my relationship with the new Wayne, and how he died, because at the time I was just so angry, because I just knew it had that sexual abuse came into play, and that's the reason why I broke up with him, because I was scared. I was scared of being loved, so I told him I have to sort my own stuff out. I can't be with you. I can't be with you because I'm too damaged, kind of thing. And he's like, yeah, but I love you, and I'm like, I love you too, but it's just not going to happen. I can't do this. I'm 18 and I just need to sort my stuff out before I can be in a relationship. And he understood that. We were crying and we broke up, and when he left, I felt really bad, and and then he the night before he died, he contacted me actually on MSN, my ex-boyfriend Wayne, and said to me, I really miss you, I love you, do you want to get back together with me? And I didn't know what to do. I really wanted to say yes, but what did I do? I pushed the cancel button, and the next day, he died, and I always keep replaying that in my head, thinking that if I'd answered that and said yes, he would have driven, because I know him pretty well. I knew him pretty well, and I know he would have driven straight to my house and stayed the night, obviously in the spare room, but he would have stayed the night, and he would have died that morning. That's what I was thinking for the last 3 years. It's only been recently when I've been sorting out everything else, and after my rape and recent stuff, I've been trying to sort out and learnt to forgive, and I've actually forgiven my sexual abuser, my rapist too. It's pretty big. I'm still angry, but the anger won't go away, because but I have forgiven. It's just I've got to learn to forgive myself, because I still haven't forgiven myself for being so mean to Wayne, the good Wayne. It's something I'm still working on, because I haven't actually dealt with any of these issues. This is the first time I've talked to anyone about this, even to myself. I haven't even thought about it until recently, when someone asked me about them, and I was looking for some photos, and I actually couldn't find any, because my other computer that I've been doing all my work on, it broke, and it had thousands of files, but thousands of those files had pictures of Wayne on there, and that just broke me down. I cried and cried and cried, because I thought I lost all my memories, and I just was crying. But I thought about it and go, well, no, it's just material stuff. I've got the memories in my head and heart, and got stories, so that's more important than having pictures. And I have found a picture, and I have found the funeral card, which is nice to have. But Yes. So this is just, yeah, it's not really to teach anybody or make someone learn a lesson from this video. It's just trying to explain how I've been feeling and explain the story, really, because I get so many people asking me what happened, and I don't know what to say. So I thought this would be a good way to kind of express myself. And yes, and yeah, I have thought about it like really recently, and I did used to blame it on my sexual abuse, and partially of myself still believes that, but I've learnt to forgive, so I've learnt to say no. Things happen for a reason. It's not my fault. It never will be my fault. And he died for, it was just his time to go, and unfortunately bad things happen to people, especially good people, because he was such a good person. He was so nice. And actually that comes into another factor, is that I feel kind of guilty because my parents always talk about him like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but because we broke up, they always refer to me, oh, he was such a nice guy, he was such a good guy, why did you break up, kind of thing. And that really kind of hurts me because, it's my parents, and it makes me feel even worse about myself, and I shouldn't have to. But anyway, that's another feeling again, and I probably should stop talking, because after this video I'm probably going to start bawling my eyes out, and I don't like to share that with anyone. That's something else I'm like. I don't like to cry in front of people, and I also smile when I'm nervous, and that's why I'm probably smiling right now. It's because I'm nervous about who's going to see this, but I want to share this story because it might help some people who are also going through a grieving process. Just know that never blame yourself. Just learn, if you're going to learn anything from this, learn that mistake from me is don't blame yourself for someone dying, especially if you're blaming it on sexual abuse or a rape. Just never your fault, because you don't want it. Just destroys you. It destroyed my life because it would lead me down to a path that was dark. I drinking, it caused me to be an alcoholic because I was so depressed that I was just blaming myself, so I drowned my sorrows. Became an alcoholic. I'm actually recovered, 2 years recovered now, which is yay me, because I'm so happy about that. I haven't touched a drop of alcohol in 2 years, so I'm always a sober driver. But don't blame yourself. It's never your fault, and talk to someone. Like, I know I haven't talked to anyone about it yet, and I probably will, but just talk to someone about it, even if it's just just talk to a friend or somebody that you can trust. Just talk to them about it, because bottling it up does not help. And yes, okay, bye.